everyone. So today we're doing things a little differently around here. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Lara is on a ladies' road trip with her besties on the other side of the country. So in spirit of keeping a co-host, I have recruited one of the legendary people in my life, John Arthur Hill. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a comedian, he's a singer, he's a podcaster. He has this incredible podcast called Show Pony. He has his own Sirius XM radio. He does a show with Andy Cohen. He's
Can
basically
this just be the full show?
Just
you saying what I do.
I have his full IMDb. I have his what's
my
the
college diploma that I didn't maybe get.
Pepperdine. What is the theater's version of IMDb? Backstage.
It's called IDBD or
IDBD.
The leg day.
Yeah. It's like
IBDB International.
It sounds like
Internet Broadway Database. Yes.
Twin Peaks when they speak in backwards. Yeah. IDBD.
IBDB.
Wow.
IBDB. I'm on it twice. I have 2 little bullet points in there. I have to take my tooth out. It's
okay. John is getting, full disclosure, John is getting dental surgery tomorrow to fix an implant.
I'm taking. Listen,
you're going full Sonia Morgan right now,
or like Demi Moore while she was doing Whippets.
Right.
Okay, it's coming out. Like,
but look how hot.
It's kind of hot, right?
Yeah, you look like you got into a fight.
I'm giving you like rough trade, truck stop, like suck this redneck.
Yeah, on the 5, heading on out to like.
Yeah, just a pit stop.
Yeah, pit stop out in like Lancaster. On
you
the way
want
up
this,
to,
boy?
Like, yeah.
Can you see it even? Sorry, it's mortifying, but I feel so comfortable with you, and I'm also proud that like who fucking cares? We are not our bodies. We are not our pride. We are not our teeth. And I got this. Long story short, I went to a dental student to get a root canal in New York 10 years ago. And she was like, I think I'll practice gum surgery. Like, it was so stupid of me to do, but I wanted to save money because teeth are so expensive. I don't have dental insurance. Anyway, long story short, my tooth is out.
Don't you love that when someone's like practicing on you?
Well, it should not be allowed.
No. During, not speaking about me, but
make it about you. Make my teeth about you.
During COVID, like deep lockdown COVID, I fell holding a mason jar and it sliced into my hand. It was literally like it just missed a nerve. Like I would have had like
Carey.
I know, it was scary. But the person who I went to urgent care and the person who did my stitches was new.
Tori Spelling.
It was Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling was my nurse. But no, this person was like, okay, and she went in and then I went to a real doctor and she was like, who the fuck did these stitches? She's like, they fucked up your hand.
Urgent care is a scam.
I know, but like it was like no one. I couldn't go to the hospital.
Right.
Because
it was COVID.
It was COVID.
I went to the hospital during COVID.
With what?
When I called the fire department because I thought
I'm
sucking too much cock. I called 911. I said, help. I can't stop sucking dick. Come get me. And they were like,
you called the fire department and said, I can't stop sucking cock.
Come get me. I'm addicted to dick. No, kind of though. I was like lonely and still on drugs and not sober yet. And I thought I just wound myself up home alone, and I called the fire department. I was like, you have to take me to the emergency room. They were like, why? And I was like, just come get me.
So you're having like a panic attack.
Yeah, a really bad one. And then they like met me outside. Should I even tell? They met me outside and they were like, what's your problem? And I was like, you just have to take me. And they were like, are you in danger of hurting yourself or anybody else? I was like, no. And they were like, well, we're not taking you. And I was like, I mean, yes.
I'm a danger to the world.
I go, I'm going to kill everybody.
Go?
I did go.
Did you get
what?
Did you get psycho?
Laid? Yeah. No, they were like, if we take you to the emergency room, we're going to also then, because you're saying,
psych ward.
Yes, they were like, you're saying it's a mental health thing.
5150.
They didn't 5150 me, but they took me to a psych ward. But when I walked in there, I go, oh, okay, I'm actually fine. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That's probably their like immersion therapy or whatever.
I look like I'm still there.
No, you look so good. I'm glad we're both wearing shorts.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're wearing shorts.
Shorts in LA is very. Also, we have another guest. Mango's back.
Mango,
my little baby.
Mango's
being really good.
He's our DEI.
He is. What is it about shorts in LA that people, especially men, is it weird?
You mean no? I can.
People,
we have to wear them.
I've been judged for wearing shorts.
It's too hot.
It's too hot right now.
It's too hot. I honestly think in New York you need to wear shorts too. At this
point.
Well,
in New York it's very New York
muggy.
Is like when I first moved here, people were like, "Oh, you definitely aren't from." Like it was that kind of thing. Like I got people called me out for wearing shorts because it was like, "Oh, you're still seasonal," you know.
I think it's a swamp ass situation here. Like under no circumstances will I subject myself to crotch rot or swamp ass.
Crotch rot.
I'm not good. You know how when you go to Six Flags, you know the water ride.
Oh, it's so six. It should just be called Six Flags.
Six Flags pussy.
Yeah, Six Flags pussy is so real.
It is so real. It's like it's June, almost July.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's juicy.
It's juicy Six Flags pussy in here right now. And but these shorts,
I need to breathe.
They gotta breathe.
Yeah, and it's. Did you see that there's like some heat wave coming next week? And
yes,
that's like literally. The temperatures are going to be like 15 degrees higher than they usually are.
But we're spared.
Not here. We're spared.
We're spared. But every other state, from like Arizona to Maine.
Yeah, but what is that?
It's all brown. It's just like red. Like the map is just the whole thing. It's just like been scattered
heat burst. That's scary.
A heat burst?
Do you guys remember that horrible story we talked about when I'm saying to you guys, I'm talking to everyone. There was during COVID, there was like a family that went to California and to the Sierra Mountains, and it was like them, their baby, and their dog, and they all died instantly because of like
a heat burst.
A
solar flare?
No, it's like when the temperatures like in the summer and like usually like whatever, it was in like a wooded area, right. It raises like 15 degrees higher than it normally is, and it's not, your body's not ready for it.
That's interesting. I guess it's probably like a body temperature shock.
And their dog too, like the baby, but also the dog.
Don't get me started.
I know.
Yeah, that sounds like the jet stream has a queef, and a destructive queef, just heat queef.
You know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I've been queefing this whole time we've been talking. I queefed a tooth out. I queefed so hard my tooth fell out.
But I'm really happy you're here. Everyone loved having you on last time when you were me. And now you're Lara.
You're gonna think I'm being hyperbolic, but I am such a huge fan of Sup. I listen to it even though we're friends. It sounds weird, but like I truly love it. It's comforting. I feel like I'm engaged in a friendship, but like, and I listen to you guys. Listen to like only 2 other ones religiously. And when I got to co-host, it was like living a dream. You know, people dream of like being on the Tonight Show or something. I dream of being on Sup.
Wow. Well, you're a little closer in distance this time, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
What other podcasts do you listen to?
I listen to Who Weekly.
Oh, of course.
And I listen to How Long Gone.
So good.
Yeah.
I've been on How Long Gone.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, you got to go on that.
Chris has been on my show, but I don't think I'm famous enough to be.
Yes, you.
But like,
oh my God.
Or not cool enough or something.
Okay. You're gonna get on it.
Well, thank you.
I was on John's Show Pony podcast recently. We recorded outside and we recapped. Speaking of like, because you're recapping the show that I had never seen.
Yeah.
Workout.
Yeah.
From like the mid 2000s.
2006.
And it is for everyone who loves like niche Bravo time capsules. It is such a good. It's like Bush era, right? It's pre-Obama.
Pre-Obama.
It's like a whole time in America that was just long gone, and it's messy gays and lesbians in WeHo
giving flip phone
and like rage and steroids and like working out in the heart of WeHo and
drunk
coked up and just like, you know,
and fat shaming
but also like zero body positivity, zero room for nuance.
No,
it's either you're in or you're out. And Jackie Warner is the maven of this. It centers around her. She's this iconic lesbian, and she's complicated.
She's everything.
So I would suggest listening to that recap and then listening to all of John's recaps and watching Workout. It's on. You can get it on Amazon. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. It's not on Peacock yet. I'm having fun doing it. I'm really grateful that you did it. I'm coming for Sup's Nachos, because I've always been like, Bravo's Andy's thing, and I'm not like a recap or anything.
But you have such like you. So John you were a producer on you produced many reality shows. You worked on A-List Dallas.
Yeah, I was the showrunner,
which is insane. Which is like for everyone who doesn't know, I think probably a lot of gays of my age and you're above know, but A-list was like, talk about messy gays. Can you explain what
the
the
gay
A-list?
community hated me when I did the A-list Dallas. The A-list was like a Housewives but gay. It was started in New York. It was Riken and
That really scary gay guy who
Mike Ruiz.
No, that blonde guy that like Riken and him had a past. What was his name? Anyway.
Yeah.
Bruno.
I don't know.
From Brazil. Riken's boyfriend.
Rodney.
With
an I.
Rodney.
Yes.
So Dallas A-list was like the spinoff.
Dallas is the spinoff, and it was I was the EP and the showrunner. The one time I've ever had that credit title, and it was so bad it tanked not only the Dallas franchise but the New York one as well.
Well, that's like something to be proud. You were actually doing justice.
Gay rights were at an all-time low. Gay marriage wasn't legal yet. This was before that, and so the gay community, they were like, okay, you can't be making us look so bad. We're trying to get marriage legalized. And I was like, bitch, can we just like be drunk and be messes? Let's have. Like, I was trying to make a comedy and they didn't get the joke.
But you actually were doing stealthy activism you went in and dismantled it.
Thank you.
To make sure marriage equality would pass.
God.
So that's you. That's your job.
Print that.
Who was the woman that was on Dallas?
Her name was Ashley. I still talk to her. She's a fucking icon.
Yeah. Do you talk to any of those gays?
I don't talk to any of them, but I talk to her. She loved Jesus and she loved talking about gay cock.
She was like a true Christian fag hag.
My dream.
Damn, Dallas is like kind of a city that can't be. It can't go for that long. Like Real Housewives of Dallas.
Yeah.
It's just like a city. It's a very fraught city, and as someone from Texas, I'm sure you feel that.
It's also a little heartless because it's very bougie. They want to be Rodeo Drive. They want to be like, we're rich. We have all this money. But it's like, you're also just right. You're basically Oklahoma. You know what I mean? No offense to Lara. I mean, we love Oklahoma. I'm from Texas. But like, there's just kind of like down south where I'm from, where your husband is from, there's a lot of heart in those Texas cities down there. But up north, they're just trying to, I think, prove that they're not a hick town. So there's not a lot of chill.
Right. Well, it was a great place to explore queerness.
It was a great place to live for 11 months and dive headfirst into drug and alcohol abuse alone in my condo.
Did it exacerbate there?
Yes.
Accelerate?
Yes. I was like alone and stressed.
Were they all boozing?
Yes.
Okay, I have to go back and watch it.
Oh my God, we rented them apartments. We shouldn't say this, but they none of them were actually, because you're supposed to at that point during reality TV, it was like aspirational. Everybody's rich. You can't live like this. I'm the top of the best of the A-list. It's called the A-list.
Yeah.
And so like, some of them didn't even live in Dallas. Like one lived in Oklahoma. We like drove him in to shoot and rented him an apartment.
Cross state lines.
Yes, we rented them some of them apartments and stuff to live in and shoot in.
They were just kind of recruited. They were like auditioned.
They were good characters. They were sweet guys. We had a hot cowboy and we had a gay Republican. And Ann Coulter was on the show. Oh my God. Cancel me again.
Oh my God.
Re-cancel me.
Well, Ann Coulter is obviously a repellent human, but like has a devoted gaggle of gays, right?
Yeah.
She's like a fag hag. Like,
I guess.
Yeah, but fuck her.
Fuck her all the way to hell and back, dude.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about this before. She's an people who are like that, like the Candace Owens of it all. Like I don't think they actually stand for anything except to be that
make money,
personality, and get attention and say the thing. And that's a specific talent that I don't have that.
No, you sell your soul to Satan in the process. So.
Yeah. Although I would sell my soul
to Satan
for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got
for a tooth.
Homeless, not toothless.
Can I leave my tooth here
Homeless
to be like
toothless.
on your like Watch What Happens Live tchotchke wall?
Yeah,
this is John's tooth.
Oh my God, we should start collecting like things of our guests. We should we should get like have someone bring their retainer, an old retainer. Just create like a body horror.
Stuff is a house
altar of like our guests. Oh my God, that's a really good idea.
I'll leave my IUD.
Yeah, is it in right now?
It's falling out.
Oh man,
I think it just fell out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of blast from the past, so the Diddy trial is going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It's so insane. I can't keep
crazy.
up.
I can't. It's almost too dark for me. But
are you being served these things on Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok that are fake claims that look real, but they're AI.
About Diddy?
Yeah. Are you seeing these? For some reason, I get them every day and I can't tell what's real. I now know they're all fake. It's like this professional sounding AI voice. And it's like, today in the Diddy trial, so-and-so testifies that Diddy's mom said to fuck her in the ass with chicken grease. Like it's, and then you're like, wait, but at this point I can't tell.
Oh no, we talk about it a lot how we were getting fooled recently. Like I get fooled. Like I don't give a fuck about any kind of sport.
Me either.
Except swimming. But I was intrigued by like the Caitlin Clark of it all. Because I'm like, okay, and like I like WNBA. It's like, okay, but
yeah.
Now I watched like one TikTok of her like getting slapped or something. You know, she's always getting like her shit rocked. But today I got served a TikTok of her AI being like saying something and like speaking in like Gen Alpha jargon.
Oh my God.
And I was like, wait, did she say this? And then I realized it was AI.
We can't believe anything.
No. So this guy, Hollywood producer James Cummings, which is a great name, who's friends with the Wahlberg brothers, he claimed Diddy tried to force himself on him in a gym steam room in 2002.
Hot. I mean, not hot that he was forced.
So he was in a steam room, and he says that they were at LA Fitness. So I'm like, okay, that's on you for going there.
And it's you for being friends with the Wahlbergs.
Yeah. And also, yeah, fuck, that's karmic.
Yeah.
Didn't Mark Wahlberg like gay bash someone?
Mark Wahlberg, it's the for-profit prayer app that I don't like.
Yeah, and weird how Gwen Stefani is now like all over that.
Girl, no.
He starred in a 1999 crime thriller, Southie. He got eliminated for a fucking Southie.
Wait, this guy produced Southie?
He was in it.
Okay.
Do you know Southie?
No, I feel like I've seen the poster.
You're like, I'm in it.
I'm in it. I am Southie.
He said that Diddy like tried to kind of graze his leg, and then he stood up and was like, I'm not into this. And then he said Diddy tackled him and tried to suck him off, and he got out of the situation. But that was him in 1999.
The one on the right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
let's say that this is, I'm not gonna like say I fully believe this, but it doesn't feel that out of the realm.
It doesn't feel out of the realm at all. I guess what's coming to me is
this guy sounds like a real piece of work.
Well, he looks pretty hung.
Yeah.
So maybe it just drove Diddy so crazy. He just needed to touch it. I don't know.
He needed to suck.
He needed to suck. For me, I don't relate. I'm not a cruiser. I wish I was.
You've never cruised?
I have tried, but it's just not in my. I want to know. I want to be in like a
cruising's fun,
controlled space. I know, and I wish I could, but like
do it when we're in Fire. So John and I are in a Fire Island house in a few weeks. So I think
I did go to the meat rack last time.
I know.
Yeah,
but you should go like without us.
There's something scary about it. I think it's growing up and feeling like if you look at someone the wrong way, they could be like, "Oh, you're gay. Let me beat you up." So I just
you
never
have like Texas. You and Simon have like Texas.
I never grew out of that.
Right. I get that.
And so being in a steam room, what if it's like the dentist? What if it's the dentist and he doesn't want to jerk you off?
No, yeah, you shouldn't force yourself on a Hollywood producer.
I want to get
who starred in the 1999 thriller Southie.
Hey, were you in Southie?
Were you in Southie?
Suck that meat.
But it's not. It's like if you're at a steam room in LA Fitness, like you're probably gonna find a guy that's down for that. So I don't think Diddy needed to like. Mm-hmm. He probably could have found someone. It's like that's the whole thing.
Was this in LA?
Yeah.
Because LA Fitnesses are everywhere. Okay, it was in LA. If you're in LA at an LA Fitness, you're gonna get jerked.
So just you don't have to tackle someone,
right?
But I'm wondering how many more like men have stories like this about Diddy or other.
Diddy just seems like such a, for lack of a better term, sex addict or chaos sexual assailant vibes.
He's deviant.
It doesn't, to me, it seems like it doesn't matter if it's a freak off with a bunch of women, some male prostitutes, it doesn't matter who it is, you're gonna get like attacked, it seems like.
He's a radically inclusive sexual predator.
Assailant, yeah.
He is a inclusive rapist.
I'm so like naive. This was all kind of a shock to me, and everyone's like,
about Diddy?
You didn't know? I'm like, I don't really pay attention.
I didn't know. I didn't know the extent. I didn't know about like freak offs.
Yeah.
But
crazy.
it's the tip of the iceberg.
Did you hear R. Kelly was rushed to the ER because he overdosed?
Yeah. Also, did you hear Kristi Noem was rushed to the emergency room because of an allergy?
It was allergy?
Yeah, I was like, it's probably her filler.
What? Did a bee sting her pussy?
I feel like she must have had like a filler allergic reaction.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is how like my brain is so rotted that my first thought was like, oh, maybe they Havana syndromed her. Like excited.
What's that? Oh, is that when they do a shock?
They allege that like the Russians shoot like a radio wave into someone's ear and it like gives them like Lyme disease.
That's a creative instinct to have. I just was like, she fainted because she can't eat or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she recovers very slowly.
Yeah.
You can't get back out there.
I don't want to kick anyone while they're down, but fuck her.
Yeah, she can go to hell.
Yeah. She can.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see if there's any more stories like this.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that like someone who's sort of adjacent to the famous crowd is talking about this.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? They're saying that so many names, once they really unleash the Pandora's box, so many people who are in show business are going to be named.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're saying the whole Beyonce, Jay-Z of it all. They keep saying that.
But he like, didn't he come out? Remember he like vehemently denied it last year?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, we'll see how the cookie crumbles.
Oof. I've never been to a freak off.
You've never been to a consensual freak off?
Oh, yes, I know I have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think everyone in this town has been to a consensual freak off.
I want to go to more of them.
I haven't been to one in years.
Yeah. Well, we can make one happen in Fire Island. We can turn our house into a freak off.
Our sober house.
Our sober house with friends.
A man impersonated a flight attendant 120 times to avoid paying.
To fly for free?
To fly for free. Federal prosecutors have accused Tyrone Alexander of entering the secure area of an airport under false pretenses. So between 2018 and 2024, he's 35 years old. He said he was like doing, what is that called when flight attendants fly like the Mo? It's like, I'm on the Studebaker.
Jump seat.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was saying, oh, I'm a flight attendant. I'm flying for free. So I was hoping that he was like serving drinks and
warm nuts
and, doing funny little bits before the takeoff. Yeah. But he just simply fraudulently claimed to be like on rest.
I mean, I have only respect for this.
I have so much respect. At this point, if you're not like fraud, we need to fraud back.
Yes.
A system that is failing and killing us.
Scam.
AKA the airline industry.
When I wish I could scam or be a con artist. When I see people pulling off these scams, I'm mad at myself that I can't think of one.
What would be like your ideal like low stakes con that like helps you but doesn't really like harm people?
Well, I think I kind of do that. My high stakes con would be energy healer or wellness.
Yeah.
Like out here, I've seen so much shit. I've been here since 1996. I have seen so many things come and go in this town. I should have thought of the thing. Like seeing Mel Robbins is now a billionaire. Like for Let Them, it's like there's just the Serenity Prayer. Like the people just repackage the same.
Who's Mel Robbins?
She does the Let Them theory book.
What is that?
Podcast. It basically is like if someone is bothering you, just like you can't control them, so just like let everyone do whatever.
So it's just like being lazy.
It's being a puss.
It's being a fucking just inactive.
People love her. I think. I mean, I get it. And I have respect for figuring out how to repackage something that's been told a million times.
Well, my mom always says this about Mary. Says this about Marianne Williamson.
I was going to say that too.
My mom's always like, I used to watch her on Oprah and be like, this is just the 12 steps.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, I mean, my mom was like, it was always like enjoyable to see her on Oprah back then, but she was just peddling Al-Anon.
Every generation needs their version of it, but I think that would be mine. Some sort of guru.
Yeah.
Heal and just give me your money, and I'll be like, girl, don't do that.
But then you might accidentally start a cult.
I'd be fine with that. If I was making money, I'd be fine with it.
Did you see Holy Hell?
What's that?
It's, oh my God, John, you would probably love it. It's about a yoga cult in WeHo in the 1980s, and it's this gay guy that ran it, and it it was all just like yuppie hot gays.
Oh
and
my
women,
God.
and they all have the most insane ballerina bodies.
You should write the screenplay of this.
I should, but it turns out he was like raping all the men.
Oh,
but
God.
they were the hottest. It's the hottest cult I've ever seen. You would love it, and it's like WeHo in the 80s.
Well, you know, I knew Guru Jagat.
Oh my God!
Have we talked about that?
She was my friend. About that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's dead too.
Lara was like. Didn't you tell Lara about this?
Yeah.
Because she was intrigued by Jagat.
Yeah.
You said she was like funny.
She was great. She was the coolest chick. She was my friend Lindsay's roommate back when her name was just Katie, not Guru Jagat.
Listen, this state hates a girl boss winning, and Jagat was simply winning in a man's world.
100%. She was just like, I'm gonna wear a turban, and y'all are gonna worship me, give me all your money, and take it all the way to the bank. And these white women were like, Guru Jagat.
Yeah, they're scamming like rich white people. It's like
do it.
But
what would yours be?
Like if I'm going like full, like diabolical,
Con me.
I would say like I came back from the dead.
Yeah.
And like
who would know?
And like knew like I would write like about like I'd write a book about like heaven.
That's brilliant.
And then like profit off that.
I'm so inspired right now.
Right?
That's great.
Is that so devilish?
It's believable though, because you could be like, this happened. You can't tell me it didn't. If you say I'm from the future, like that's too much.
That's too much, and also that's like no one will believe that.
I want to recommend a show. It's called Generation Hustle on HBO, and every episode is a standalone scam con. And like Anna Delvey's in there. Some big ones you've heard about. Some of the ones that I had never heard of are in there. You can watch one at a time. It's not like a thing. It's so good.
Can I be real?
Yeah.
Anna Delvey is boring to me.
I hate her.
I'm kind of like,
bitch.
Get out of here. I don't give a fuck. Why
You
is
already
Kelly
had it.
Catrone hanging with her?
Loser.
Kelly Catrone's not a loser.
Exactly.
She's too cool.
Totally.
I'm just over it. I'm over her being like, Like I liked it at first. Now I'm like, shut up.
Done.
Be original.
Or think of the next scam.
Yeah, do something else. Wow me, please.
We've
Astonish me.
Yeah. We've moved on.
And then a fake shrink. You told me about this. John sent me this link. John sent me the two other links too. John came to work today.
I came to work. Well, at the end of the week, I have all this leftover stuff because when Andy and I do the news.
No, but it has such crossover with us.
Yeah. Well, I like a mix of big things and human interest. Like, on my show, I try to just sneak in there. It's like, well, Israel bombed Iran, and also this restaurant released a 110-year-old lobster. So I try to just kind of give everyone a little something.
That's kind of like that's what my algorithm is.
That's the news.
It's like horror, nuclear horror, like World War III impending, and then like
Kyle Richards loves this skincare.
Yeah, Kyle Richards doing like an Amazon Live.
Yeah, you'll never believe what lip gloss Kim Richards loves. Oh, Israel's bombing someone else.
Kyle Richards ate out Morgan Wade on Amazon Live, and then it's like
Lebanon's been leveled.
Yeah, and then like Iran and America are about to go to war.
It's so bleak. I mean, I don't really know the ins and outs of the story, but let's process it together.
So this woman...
This is a scam.
Yeah. So this woman in New Zealand, she emigrated to New Zealand from Iran in early 1990s, and she failed to secure like a degree in psychology and then just practiced for 35 years. Which like, honestly, yeah, that's bad. But I'm like, if you're helping people, then like, go off.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't necessarily get my diploma from Pepperdine, but for all intents and purposes, I have a theater degree.
Right.
I've entertained on the stage of Broadway.
You have earned your fucking character shoes.
This lady's a psychiatrist. Just let her be one.
She's been ordered to pay $400,000. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it is dishonest.
It's bad, but like, no, obviously it's really bad, and she should be banned from practicing. But I'm also like, they should just like ban her and like call it a day.
Right.
Because like, you know what I mean?
Also, 35 years, how old is she? She's time to retire anyway.
Like, do you remember that documentary about the woman who pretended to be 9/11? The woman who wasn't there, Tanya Head.
That is so sick.
It's so sick. But they say like even the survivors who actually were there and like were friends with her and in this group, they said at the end like she did help us.
She was part of the community.
And they said she did like she started all of this stuff for us and like got it organized. So like I do thank her and I owe her gratitude for that. So I'm like,
Have you seen the documentary about the two people? It's about these people who were dating a long time ago, decades ago, and he was so angry at her for something, threw acid in her face, and then like a quarter of the way through the documentary, they pan out. They're sitting next to each other and like, we got back together.
I heard it. I think My Favorite Murder did.
It's so good.
It's disgusting.
It's crazy.
And everyone was like, and she was like really beautiful before. And everyone was like, no one will ever love you. So you should probably go back to him.
It's crazy.
And she was like, okay.
It's great. People are crazy.
Well, let's talk about, speaking of like.
I spent so much money on acid for my face, by the way. It's like not that kind of acid, but I would. I would try it.
Let's get going to another, basically, a spiritual acid in the face. The Valley. I'm Carey.
I'm John.
And you're listening to Sexy Unique Podcast, Valley of the Dolls. Just to start off, on Watch What Happens Live last night, Jax was on with Schwartz. And he said the biggest regret he had about his marriage to Brittany was not the way he treated her, but was that it lasted as long as it did.
Ugh.
And Andy, I think, pressed him and was like, not the insults and things you said. And he goes, yeah.
He does not get it.
Yeah. And I love those two terrorists on that stage together on that set. I love that.
Andy did say, whenever our last show was, I think it was the day before that aired, and maybe they had taped it. I don't remember, but he was like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. It's not like a very funny situation. You can't really make jokes.
Well,
yeah. I have to say, though, Jax on Watch What Happens Live was at least a little bit more palatable than he was on this episode, because this episode was...
Well, he was like fresh out of fake rehab. He's at least had he's had some media, like some consultation.
Right. And I guess watching it back, you're like, oh, wow, I really was practicing none of the stuff that was suggested to me.
Well, I don't think okay, we'll get into it. But my one dark truth is like Tom Schwartz looks good again.
I had the same feeling.
I hate it.
He was my favorite for so long. He's so cute.
I literally, to me, when I see him, I think, like he's just this like creature underwater, like white, pale, flounder tilapia creature.
Spineless.
But now when I see him, I'm like, why is he hot again?
I think it's probably a Wegovy moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's just a little tighter.
Do you think Jax is on it? No, he's on something else.
I don't think he's there yet. I think he's thinking of more immediate fixes for whatever the hole in him is.
Mango snooping. So Jesse picks Jax up at fake rehab. Where do you think this was? Like
Valley.
I know, but like where in the Valley?
Tarzana. Mango.
Because I love that they don't show it. I mean, I guess they're not supposed to, like, whatever. But I kept thinking, like, he's picking him up at, like, the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
He's picking him up, like, at a Holiday Inn off the highway. I'm like, I'd like to know exactly where this place was. Jax gets in the car and he goes, 30 days, 30-day token. I'm going to hold on to that.
Do you think it makes me so upset because I have been to rehab twice.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this, but did you ever go to treatment? Okay.
No, I wanted to.
That's why I came here, because I'm taking you today.
I did it the old-fashioned way.
I guess maybe for people who don't have anyone who's ever been to rehab or who hasn't been yourself, like it's just to kind of stabilize you from having a life crisis and get you kind of to a place where you can be okay. It's not going to fix your problems or get you sober. It's just kind of a stabilization. Yeah,
it's like you dry out and you like kind of, right? And ask me this, because I asked Simon this and he was like, I don't think this is policy, but when you're in rehab, are you allowed to leave, and other than to go to meetings with your people and like go to like, are you allowed to like take an hour break and run home?
No, you're not allowed to have a phone.
Yeah. Why was he allowed to roll calls?
That was the biggest mistake.
Get on the horn
from the beginning of this. It's like this place was not doing anyone any favors, because the first thing I remember when I went, I was so furious, and everyone gets furious when they don't get the phone because you want to damage control and you want to
control the narrative.
Yes, and lash out.
Yeah,
you're angrier than you've ever been. You're upset. You're trying to lash out. You're trying to fix problems. You're like, here's what I meant when I did, and they're like, here's what you're gonna want to do, and here's why you're not gonna have your phone. And about 2 weeks into it, I go, oh my God, never give me my phone back. Like, I never want it back. Once I realized, oh wow, if I would have said the things I wanted to say the past 2 weeks to people over text, I would have nothing.
You would have done more damage than probably what you did when you were using.
Yes. So
but,
like,
and also, do you think it's not like, it's, what am I trying to say? Oh my God, I just lost
you
my
definitely
thought.
can't leave. And like, I think after like 3 weeks, when you're almost a month and you're doing some work, you can get a pass to go like to the grocery store with one of the RAs.
Yeah, but you're not, or like you go to meetings, or like, can't you go to like, they bring you people to like a movie or something, right?
Maybe, but like you're not doing anything on your own.
You're not
like,
making errands.
People at rehab are thinking of ways to get drugs in rehab. Like this one guy he convinced them, he's like, I need to Uber Eats Taco Bell now, or I'm gonna beat everyone up, and like had this rate, and they were like, fine, Uber Eats yourself Taco Bell and shut up. And so he did, and he somehow figured out how to connect his Coke dealer with the Uber Eats driver and like put Coke in the tacos. And like did drugs in rehab. People are like, you can't if that's
Did you do it with him?
Yeah. So I stayed an extra 30. No. I don't like Coke and tacos. I like it in like a wrap.
Right. But it's wild to me that we're supposed to believe that like this place was just like, yeah, text your wife, terrorize her. Surveil her at all times when you're doing 7 hours of rehab. That's what he keeps saying. I did 7 hours back-to-back rehab every day.
And I mean, I've been practicing psychology for 35 years with no certificate. I can say, like, if you've been to therapy once, you know how it goes. They don't ever tell you, wow, yeah, your wife's a bitch. Yeah, you're right. They never say you're right. They go, well, did you ever think that maybe ... It's just not the way it goes.
They don't encourage your delusion.
No.
He goes, 7 hours a day drilled with therapy, things I thought I'd take to my grave. He keeps saying things I taught. What things? He goes, about my mother, my childhood. I'm like, all right, blame. He loves to blame the woman, blame his wife, blame his mom. It's always their fault. Like he just has, I'm sorry. I just don't think he's been cured at all.
Nothing. He hasn't even opened his ears.
Jesse is
his big ears.
Jesse goes, no one's going to give you a break. I'm just letting you know in this group. And Jax is like, of course not. Of course not. No one's going to give me. Like, he just gets immediately defensive. He complains that no one came to see him in rehab, including Brittany. Like, he's just such a petulant little fuck.
But people don't, it's not like jail.
No.
You don't really go visit people in rehab yeah.
No, it's not like, they weren't like with the phones. It's like, there's like group therapy, right? And like family therapy.
It's also like not about you being vindicated. It's you going to learn what's wrong with your life and what can I do to change course. Not like, I've been done wrong. I'm a victim. I need somebody to pay for what they've done.
Yeah. He's right. He's the Punisher. He's coming back out to be like, I demand vindication. I demand apologies. I demand to be told I'm right. Like, he's coming out on a vengeance tour.
He's saying this thing over and over again about alcohol is not my problem. Anger is my problem, which is kind of like week one information that you kind of get when you start to go to therapy or a treatment or something. Yeah. And it's like in Postcards from the Edge. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's the best movie ever.
Of course.
And there's when Meryl Streep goes to the rehab and she's like, drugs aren't your problem. They're the solution. Your problem is ... And so once you hear that, you're like, oh, you start to figure things out. And it sounds like he was told that. And it's like, oh, got it. That means I can still drink.
Right. No, that's such a common. I I remember when I relapsed, before I got this sobriety, I was like at lunch with my mom. She picked me up from the train for Memorial Day weekend, and I like ordered a beer, and she goes, "Oh, you're drinking now?" Because I had been sober for a few months. Right. And I was like, "Yeah, I just can't do drugs."
Yeah.
But when I drink, I would want to get Coke. So it was just like
exactly.
But it's these things you tell yourself. I was thinking maybe Jax went to rehab for a week.
Yeah.
And heard that in the first week and was like, oh, okay, I'm done.
It's very week one action.
And he just pieced out. Like he spent 3 weeks at the Holiday Inn or the extended stay and then went to rehab for a week. They were like, drugs aren't your problem, it's you. And then he goes, great.
Oh, got it. And also 7 hours a day therapy, 7 days. That's also not how rehab works. Most of your time is spent taking naps and eating pancakes and ice cream and laying around. And then one like group a day. and then therapy every other day. Like that's actually a packed schedule.
Yeah, you're detoxing.
Yeah,
your body. They're like you're like.
There is no 7 hours a day therapy.
No, they're like caring for you. Like you're basically like swaddled baby, right?
You're being like tapered off whatever you're on.
Yeah. He says, "Yeah, I heard there was a big party last night at Jax's." I'm like, "How?" He's talking about all the therapy I'm doing, but like, of course you've heard it. Like, it's
who
because
told him?
Who told him? It's just he's connected. He hasn't like disconnected at all. He's still on the grid. He knows everything that's happening.
Yeah.
There's no recovery in this.
I know. And I mean, one other thing, I'm
say it.
I just
say
feel
it.
like in rehab, also one of the things that a rehab invested in helping this person would have said, our strong suggestion is that you not be on a reality show during this process, because it's kind of impossible to have any sort of, what's the word?
Authenticity?
Yeah. Like I don't think it's possible. And I also
it's fraudulent.
I also think like, I'm obviously like, Bravo can do no wrong, love Bravo, but I think it's also kind of like, maybe you say, hey, you want to take some time? Like maybe you take more time. Maybe you come back for the next season. It's so
unfortunately we need Jax.
Chaotic. I know.
But maybe like I would be like, maybe don't do like Blair Witch style videos in your like fake rehab room and just like, you know, just go off grid for 30 days. Then you can come back and do the show.
You can't learn anything about yourself if you're on TV.
And he's already laying the groundwork to drink again.
He wasted no time.
Yeah.
Like the day he gets back, he was like, "Oh, alcohol's not my problem. I'm just not going to drink." That's the other thing he learned in week 1 was that you can just say, "I'm just worried about. I'm not going to drink today. I don't know about the future." But the way he's saying,
I know he said it. He's like, "I'm not drinking today.
I'm not drinking today, but
I'll drink tomorrow.
But I am going to drink tomorrow."
I know. This is our new theory that he was there for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets to the house and he's like, he goes into the garage and he goes, "No boxes. They just left everything in trash bags. Incredible. All my shit's in bags." And he goes, "I'm giving her everything. I'm giving her my $20,000 love sack couch." And he goes, "Why do you need a 5-bedroom home?" And he goes, "As a woman." He keeps saying, "As a woman, she should have a 3-bedroom home and do like things that a woman would do."
Like what?
And you just see Jesse being like, and when Jesse's like giving you that look, you're like, this is when you know things are wrong. When Jesse sounds sane,
yeah,
and he's like, the first thing you need to do is pay off this mortgage,
right?
And he goes, "Yep, stop paying it in January when I heard she was with Julian." What about all the times you fuck? Like how many times has Brittany found out about you like sucking some woman's toes in like an AM PM bathroom?
Yeah,
you know?
Did that really happen?
No, but like,
okay. I mean, I believe it.
It's just like that's how I picture his little dilettantes. Jax finds out that Jesse's having a welcome home party for Zach's boyfriend at his own house, which is so random. And he's like, "I'm gonna come." And Jesse's like, "Well, Jax doesn't really want you there. Like, no one really wants you. I don't think it's a good idea." And he goes, "No, I'm coming."
Yeah.
He goes, "I don't give a fuck about Zach or whoever is dating." He's like, "I'm coming."
Yeah. And he knows Brittany's gonna be there.
Yeah, he doesn't care. And Zach's like Brittany's best friend, so he's like, this is just very.
Is this all in one day? So he does the Botox and all that stuff.
I think it's like over the course of like 72 hours.
A weekend, yeah.
So Benji lands and Zach is once again on his way to pick him up at LAX.
Oh.
He goes, he calls Jasmine. He goes, "This is a real sign of love, just like you did with me when you picked me up." I'm obsessed with the way he's holding his phone. He's holding his phone like this. It's so cunt. I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you think about Zach?
Yeah, that does feel good. Zach, I mean, being a descendant of the actual Chucky doll is a pedigree worthy of being on TV.
I'm really finding he's like really growing on me, and he's a great character on TV. He's so funny. I think he's just like, I just love watching him.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I want to be friends with him. I don't think he'd want to be friends with me.
I don't think he'd want to be friends with me either.
But I just love to see it.
I also would like a friend like that who is ready to like go to bat for you like he is for Brittany.
No, he rides for his girls.
Yeah.
He's like a true ladies man.
I ride like that for you.
I know, and I ride like that for you.
Yeah. I would you don't want to know what I would do to protect you.
You can't use your knife though.
I can't bite anyone.
No. It'll fall out. I'll bite for you.
Okay.
I'll be your teeth. For you, I'll be your teeth.
I'll be your teeth. Wait, that's so poetic. I'm almost crying, kind of.
But he's like a real he's a real lover of women.
Yeah.
And we respect a gay who isn't a misogynist.
Absolutely.
But he's also incredibly toxic, and I just love him.
He's a perfect Valley cast member.
Yeah. So Benji's coming, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. Michelle and Aaron are standing on the lawn of Aaron's house, which I think he lives near me because he lives near Runyon.
Oh.
I think he lives in one of those like really chic houses, like at the base.
At the base.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I love the base.
I love the base.
It's my favorite part, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the shaft.
You don't like the shaft of Runyon?
I like the base.
I do too. Aaron is so odd. He's like hot, but he has the biggest pupils. Are they just constantly on shrooms, these two?
I think so.
They seem on something.
Yeah.
Michelle and Aaron are like playing fetch on his lawn with the dog. I don't know whose dog it is. Is it his dog?
Whose dog was that?
Just a random stray.
Oh.
But
she was talking about the dog.
No, I know. She says that Isabella and Aaron have a really good relationship, which is cute.
Yeah.
She's hoping that Aaron will one day be the stepdad.
Yeah.
She goes, they come outside every morning and lay barefoot together on the grass and smell the roses, and I think it's beautiful.
That seemed a little fake.
Yeah, I think Michelle's having a hard time, which I understand. I think she's feeling a little jilted by the group.
Yeah.
Because they're giving so much support to Brittany, which Brittany, I think her situation is just objectively seems more on its face toxic, but I think Michelle and Jesse are going through a really horrific situation too. And I think Michelle feels a little alienated, and I feel that this might be her last season. That's my vibe.
I could see that. It's like this thing that's also happening, just reality TV as a thing in general. It's like before, like during workout, you kind of didn't know if anyone what tape was going to be cut together and aired. Now you're like, she's seeing that she's been called a whore, or she's, all this stuff. And so it's like, that cameras are around, so you want to present something that you want out there. And so
I get it.
I feel sometimes, not that it's not authentic, but it's like people are working overtime to really present what they want to be shown. Like they wake up in the morning and smell the roses. Like, okay, great. Mornings they probably wake up and fart.
Yeah, they take a big shit. Isabella takes a huge dump in the morning.
Yeah.
No, but they definitely are like. You're right. They're totally. Did you lose your tooth?
I lost another tooth. My bussy fell off.
Isn't that comfy?
Yeah. I thought it was a squirrel. I literally thought a squirrel was in here and was attacking me.
Giant Hollywood squirrel. No, I think they're all producing themselves, and I think she's. Yeah. I get she was to be called a whore by the person you had a kid with. Is devastating.
That was ugly
and very ugly, but she's giving a little trying too hard.
Yeah,
she's a little try hard, but I understand why she's doing it. I have weirdly like compassion for this woman who's been called a whore. No, but I am like I have empathy for her, but she's also very boring.
She's a little boring compared to other people on the show who were so loud.
She says that Michelle's also the way she's standing with her hands folded. Like she just looks very like prim. Aaron's doormat says like we give honey here, or like this is a honey hive.
Yeah,
because he does honey.
I don't need a personalized doormat.
No, I don't either. Michelle says that her mom is like very. It seems dire, her cancer situation, and she's sort of deteriorating before her eyes. And she said that Jesse has forbidden Isabella from seeing her, which is really shitty when you hear that. But then at the end, when Jesse explained it, I understood, and I think Michelle was really trying to paint it like Jesse was just cruelly denying.
Right.
But I don't think that's what it was.
I remember thinking the same thing. By the time he explained it, I didn't think.
I thought that was like, I get why. But so then we go to the smokehouse, which I went to last night.
You went last night?
For my mother-in-law's birthday.
I don't think I've ever been. And I've been driving past it for 30 years.
Let's go when we get back from Fire Island.
Okay.
It's so good.
Is it barbecue?
They have everything. It's just like it was built in 1946.
It's so cute.
It's like almost 80 years old.
What'd you have last night?
I had a cheeseburger.
Wow.
And Caesar salad.
Fuck yeah.
And they have this garlic cheesy bread that's just like garlic like powder.
I could stroke right now.
Oh, it's super jizzworthy. It's just like a cum fest.
Yes.
But it's just dim lighting.
Well, eat it now because you're not eating like that on Fire Island.
I know.
In our kitchen.
Getting it in now.
Yeah, we're gonna eat gum and Celsius. That's it.
But it's just, I think it's haunted too. I think it was like a place where like studio heads brought their old the
it looks haunted, Marilyn Monroe-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go there in the studio, which I love that show.
Maybe that's why I was just thinking of it too.
So they're having a boys' night to celebrate Jax's return.
This was sad. Like, of all the things when you're watching a TV show and you're like, I would like to be, I always think like, would I like to be at that party? Would I like to be at this dinner? That is one situation I would never want to be around. A guy's night with Jax coming out of rehab to Smokehouse.
But if I had like fish and chips in front of me, or I would stroke while they all talked.
Yeah. And
I would just be sitting there fapping.
Yeah. I love fish and chips.
Yeah. So they have it there. It's so good.
Like beer batter, just like a little relapse.
Jason and Danny greet each other and they immediately exchange like awkward hellos, and Jason's like, we're not cool yet.
We're not cool. I'm just like,
we're not cool. We're gonna talk about it. We're not cool.
Just so you know, we're not cool. He bugs me.
He does. He's very like, he's a little teacher's pet.
Yeah.
But Danny also fucking bugs me.
Me too.
I hate both of them.
Me too.
But I would, if I had to be in a car with anyone, I'd rather be with Jason.
You can't convince me that Danny was not in 98 Degrees.
He's super pastor. He walks in with like his like button, he's very youth pastor with ripped jeans.
Totally.
Very, Hollister.
Very.
And he goes, all right.
Ugh.
All right, that's fine. We'll talk later, man.
Wow, that's really good.
So Jason says that Danny sent him like a lukewarm apology from the night at Jax's, Brittany's party at Jax's. And he was just basically like, sorry about that, whatever I did.
Well, I mean, this is what people do who are actively like drunk all the time.
Yeah,
that's the text you send. Like, and see, like when I see that text, I'm like, well, he's trying, and I know that it's not enough, but like at least it's like some acknowledgement. Yeah,
I mean, I think he's sort of in a damned if you will, damned if you don't, damned if you do, damned if you don't thing with Janet and Jason.
Yeah,
where he can't really do anything right, so he should just. You might as well not send any text.
Exactly. True. Yeah.
Jax comes in. They all greet him. They sit down.
He just wants a Diet Coke.
Yeah. And Jax starts explaining addiction to these men. And he says, drinking and drugs are not the problem with anyone.
Yeah.
Really. No one's an addict. No one's an addict. It's just, it goes deeper than that. I love it.
Week one.
I love it. I love just being like giving everyone free reign.
Yeah.
You can do cocaine.
Yeah. It's not about that.
It's not about the coke.
Yeah. I'm just angry. Anger's my drug.
My mom just fucked up and that's why I'm mad.
Yeah.
Jax is really pissed at everyone for going to the bar party.
Yeah. He got really mad. Who says it?
Well, Danny's like, hey, he goes, man, I didn't plan the party, man.
But you went.
He goes, you didn't plan the party, but you partaked.
Yeah. You partaked.
He goes, you partaked in it. He goes, that's bad enough.
Oh.
And then Danny's drinking kind of gets on the table because Jax loves nothing more than diverting. His plan was like, I'm going to come to this and just immediately divert attention for me.
Of course.
And get it so that everyone's talking about someone else's drinking. Mm-hmm. So Danny's a great scapegoat because he's dumb. And Jason starts talking about it, and Danny goes, are we all talking here about this? Or like, what's going on, man? Jason's like, you were blackout at Jax's tavern. Mm-hmm. You pretended that you weren't drinking. You were fully fucked up. And Danny's like, I wasn't blacked out at all, man. What are you talking about?
He always does that.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone else was drunk too.
Yeah. Then Jax tells Danny, he goes, you do have an issue. He goes, you've been thrown out of my bar a few times. So I'm like, okay, this is just quintessential Jax.
Yeah. And quintessential someone who has not improved at all.
No. It's funny. Like, I remember when I got sober, not a lot, but there were a few people I told, and one person in particular I told, the first thing they said to me was, am I an alcoholic?
Right.
Like, they didn't.
The other thing is, like, as somebody who is sober, you never want to comment on anyone else's sobriety, and if you never say someone's an alcoholic because you really don't know. It really is everyone else's thing. But
Danny is an alcoholic.
Yeah,
and so is Jax.
So is Jax.
But especially in the beginning, like when I was the first 30 days, I had 2 black eyes.
Yeah,
like I was. And a broken nose. I was in no place to point out anyone's.
Exactly. And there are those people in rehab or early sobriety where they do this kind of thing where they're once they hear one thing, they're the know-it-all and they want to tell everything.
Yeah, of course.
And then after a few weeks of actual work, you start to go, oh, wow, I sound so stupid when I'm the know-it-all. But that hasn't happened yet for him, and the cameras are rolling. And I'm just like, if you would have stuck it out a little bit longer.
Well, I remember like when I was in the first probably 30 days of this sobriety, my sponsor, there were many times where my sponsor literally, I raised my hand because when I was first in the recovery meetings, I would try to be funny and like be a ham, and like I wasn't saying any, like I was bullshitting, because I was putting on a one-woman show,
right? And
so this time around with my new sponsor in New York, he would literally sometimes put my hand down physically when I would raise it, and he'd be like, he would say, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to talk."
That's the thing.
And I'd be like, oh. But then it was good because what was I going to say?
Exactly. You should just really listen for the first year.
I mean, there's meetings for
Q&A.
which is like you're supposed to talk as a new person, but like really, like you don't know anything. No. You don't know shit.
And people, that's the thing. Like this whole thing, he's right because it like drugs and alcohol are the solution that he's been using because of other problems. But it's having addiction or alcoholism is such a personality issue that like you need someone to be like, calm the fuck down and shut up and get over yourself. And that's why a lot of times they send people to get like a sobriety job, which is like digging a ditch, because you get over your huge ego more quickly.
Yeah, you gotta have some humility.
You gotta be knocked down a few pegs.
Jax, as he keeps claiming, I lost everything, man. I lost my child, my wife. Yeah. But it's like you haven't lost anything.
No.
Because those things don't matter to you.
Right. Yeah.
He needs to be really humbled.
Right. He does.
But I won't say why. I won't say what I want happen to him.
Castration?
Danny goes, I do have an issue, and it's not alcohol. It's the people around betraying me.
Right.
So now he's blaming everyone else.
Yeah, none of these people are doing a great job communicating anything other than just self-serving bullshit.
Well, Jason does say, he goes, you don't have to be drinking every day to be an alcoholic, which I was like, okay, that's because that was like the first time I've heard someone on this show or kind of in the VPR world say something salient, where it's like the people on reality TV, and I know you know this, they love to say when someone says like, oh, I think they have a drinking problem, they go, oh, that is the worst thing you can say about someone, because they all think an alcoholic is like a train hobo.
Exactly.
They think it's like a vagrant under the bridge.
Well, that's what happened. Like I remember when Shannon Bedore had her DUI and stuff like that, there was this big push like, well, she's not an alcoholic. And it's like, well, it's not like saying she's an evil bitch who needs to die. It's just a medical condition. So maybe that's the discussion. And like don't race to say what someone is or isn't. Like if you get a DUI, it's in question.
Yeah, and they make it seem like you're saying she like killed a small child.
You're so right. Even now, like we were raised in such a way where society really does think of an addict as a street walking.
It is. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean,
and I am one. And even when I watch like these opiate documentaries, and I'm like, oh wow, like the people who are really addicted.
No, of course, we all have like weird stigma and judgment, but like even when my mom, God bless my mom, she's amazing.
I don't want to meet your mom.
I know she loves you.
Bring her to Fire Island. She could be at our freak off.
My mom has been to Fire Island.
She has baby
in the
oil.
80s.
She's like squirting lube in the pool. Fuck yes, boys.
She does love you though.
Go off. I love her.
But she was very supportive of me getting sober, but like she did poo-poo me going to rehab.
She was right.
She goes, it will follow you around.
Oh, that's true.
She was like, I mean, I love her, but it's just,
I was at a point where it didn't matter. It was gonna. I had done way too much that was gonna follow me around anyway. It was like, fine. At least there's.
No, I mean,
she was right.
She was, but she had that like a little, because she's from like New England. Yeah. God,
it
love
sounds
her.
terrible.
But it's very like they take your shoelaces.
They give you a bar of soap and say good luck.
But Danny's like, this is unbelievable. So I'm an alcoholic. All right, man. Okay. So then we get to Jesse's party at his truly beautiful house.
Yeah. Nice.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking that. I like some of the art.
I'm not talking about the art. I just like no one has good art in the show. Let's be real. Be real.
I know.
Jesse's having his surprise party for Benji, who we've never met, but now we have to endure a surprise party for him.
And he's moving from Canada.
Yeah.
And it was departed, not deported.
I don't know. I couldn't really read that handwriting. So Danny truly walks in like the most youth group lock-in pastor that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's basically they have chastity bracelets on.
Purity ball.
He literally walks in and he goes, "What's up, guys?
Get out of here.
Get out of here."
He needs to have a forehead extension.
He does.
Something's happening there.
Mm-hmm. Jax hasn't reached out to Cruz once since rehab. He's gotten Botox, gotten a haircut. Yeah. These are really important things.
They're really important.
Those are important things.
Those are his loves.
Yeah.
His great loves. Well, he knew he was going to be on TV.
Yeah.
And that's more important right now.
Which is bad.
It's clear that that's what's more important. So it's whoever, if you're listening, if you work at Holiday Inn Express Rehab of Tarzana, you fucked up and you could have done a better job.
Yeah. Don't get Botox right after. Oh my God. It's crazy.
I know. I said I was never going to get Botox again and I got it last week. And I didn't even try to see my son.
But you look amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, I got it. I got it. You know about when I got it last year?
No. Did you get Bell's palsy?
No, I had the opposite. I had Spock.
What Spock? Oh, you had this?
Yeah.
I've had that before. I really hated it.
I got way too much. The guy gave me way too much because he was like.
I remember this.
Well, I went with Simon and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and they were all getting it. And then he looked at Simon and he was like, "You really don't need a lot," because Simon has incredible skin.
Totally.
And then he looked at me and he goes, "You need a lot," because I look older than Simon, and I have a heavy Irish potato famine brow.
Okay.
So he gave me it, and I was truly Spockian, and I didn't address it on the pod. And people, I think, were probably watching videos of me being like, "Something's up."
I never noticed.
And there was one day where I was driving a week after I got it, and I truly had a panic attack while driving on Hollywood Boulevard. I was turning off of Fairfax, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, "I'm trapped in my own body.
Yep.
I have locked person syndrome.
Yes.
And I'm inside. And I will never be outside of my body.
It feels like you're buried alive.
Yeah. It was truly, I almost started crying.
Yes, I had that the first time I had it too, and then I got over it.
I know, but I need to get it again.
Oh, no, you're beautiful.
No, John, I have.
Come on.
Look, I look better than I did when I was a drug addict.
Sure.
Which is a really low bar, but I have really heavy brow.
No,
I have Angela's Ash's face.
You have Dancing at Luna. So
I just have sunken
Stop it! Wait, we can't go down. You're only saying this because we live in this toxic town. You are beautiful. I have no tooth. We're fucking killing it.
Okay, love you. So
you can get Botox in your hole. That's it.
I'll get Holtox.
Yeah,
but I've heard things about that.
I know.
Okay, so that girl Jenna's there who went up to Jesse last week and was like, "I fucked Aaron." Yeah. She just randomly shows up again.
How do we think that came to be? Is it producers?
They called up and they're like, "Hey, did you fuck Aaron last year?" And she was like, "Yeah, raw.
What are you doing Friday?
Want to come to Brittany's shots party?" And she's like, "Hell yeah!" And then they're like, "Also want to come to Benji's surprise reverse deportation party?" And she goes, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah. Reverse deportation is so funny.
Well, it's weird. They walk up and there's Jasmine put the sign in the house it was supposed to be outside because it ruined the surprise.
Yeah. It also wasn't a surprise.
No, because the party's supposed to be for who? I don't know. Benji walks in. He sees a sign, departed, not deported, which I was like, damn, that is so prescient. Fucking crazy. Yeah. So everyone's gathering. Nia walks up to Janet. She goes, "I just need some clarity on things that have been talked about. Can we talk over in the corner?"
I think that you need to go to the space outside the studio and do a one-woman show of an episode of The Valley all in character. You're doing them so well.
That's how she talks.
I know. I feel like I'm with her right now.
It's like it's a step above. It sounds slightly. It's in the same family as Raquel's warble, but not
right.
But like Christian warble, you know.
There's some like, analyst like idiot on TikTok was talking about like Christian cult baby voice, like there's like a certain cadence, shakiness that signifies like I'm a weak female, or like I'm weak, I need help, and it's like the subconscious thing, and I think sometimes there's a little bit of that going on.
You think they like encourage? Well, they encourage women to be subservient.
Yeah, and to sound like a damsel in distress.
Damn.
Yeah, I honestly do that with my voice.
Really?
Yeah, listen to me.
So you're a Christian. You were taught as a young boy to be a subservient Christian woman.
To be a bottom for Jesus.
Right. It is all very sexual.
It's so sexual and violent.
Yeah.
It's like all about like blood.
I want Christ's cock up me arse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to gape for God.
Yeah. It's gaping for God. That's what this episode's called. We're all getting gaped.
Yeah. I'm
by
gaped
God.
for the Holy Spirit.
So Nia and Janet sit down.
These are gaping wounds on Jesus's palm. Like, it's so gapey.
Yeah. And Janet says that, again, reminds her that I'm mad at Danny, not just for the pantry glug glug in the pantry and how that made me uncomfortable, but because he has really no accountability over what he did to Jasmine. He's a sexual predator.
Oh.
And Nia, she goes, what he did to Jasmine was horrible. And Nia goes, horrible?
Right.
Horrible? I was like, yeah,
yes,
that's horrible.
It was horrible.
He accosted two women who are gay and with each other who don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, don't grab anybody's ass.
No. And he, like, I'm literally going crazy because I feel like I see people, there's a lot of people like riding for Danny and Nia online. Like, this feels like that's the majority take. And I'm like, is something wrong with me?
No.
Where I'm like, what? Why am I? Because I literally see this and I'm like, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Right.
And everyone's like riding hard for Nia and Danny.
But like, why?
I don't know. Trump's America.
I think it has to do with conservative. They present as such like prim and proper Christian youth group types. And it's like, he's not horrible. He's just like a good guy. He just makes some mistakes. That's fucking such bullshit.
And they don't want to, they'd rather believe them than like a black queer woman.
Right.
That's how it feels to me.
It's true.
Horrible. And Janet goes, he was blacked out. Nia, he was blacked out. And she goes, he was not blacked out. He had 2 seltzers.
And then she's like, well, if he had 2 seltzers and he still did that, then that's really bad.
Seltzer. I was like, vodka seltzer?
Hard seltzer?
Hard seltzer?
Yeah.
He had 2 White Claws. He was not blacked out. I'm like, he was literally sneaking accelerant shots. This man is blackout every time he drinks.
Yeah.
His personality changes.
Yeah.
It's truly Luann saying, you turned, Dorinda, you turned. It's truly you turned, Danny.
Totally.
So I feel like I'm going crazy watching this.
It is weird to watch the literal plot of this show is stuff that I've dealt with in my personal life that's like playing and you're seeing it all happen. Like the conversation of Janet saying, hey, if you think he has a problem, like I have experience with this, and like for her to get so offended, like we were saying about like the concept of an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Janet is just like saying the truth.
I agree with you. I think Janet is a shit stirrer.
I know.
So I think I do think everything she says, minus the truth she's sharing now about Danny's behavior, I do think a lot of what she says is barbed.
Totally.
So it's like there is truth in there of like, I have experience being with someone who's an active alcoholic, and I'm also wanting to fuck with you because I know that you'll get pissed.
Totally. And I mean, last season I've come around a little bit on Janet because last season I really hated the ground she walked on.
Oh, me too.
Hated.
No, yeah. I mean, she's random as hell.
She's random.
She's on our random watch at all times, but she's definitely like, she's serving.
The whole like, he didn't want my unborn child or whatever. That whole thing really bothered me.
Oh, when she said Zach wanted her baby to die. Yeah, that was like, I mean, it's truly, I mean, granted, we don't know what happened off camera, but it did feel a little like this wicked gay,
so extreme.
This Rumpelstiltskin.
He wanted my baby to die.
He came for me and he peered at my window at night, and he asked me. He said, You promised me your child after the third day.
Give it to me.
Give me your child. She literally was like, he's stealing me babies. So Nia goes inside and like pouts.
I love how Janet also leaves everything with the minute she doesn't like something. She's like, okay, I'm not.
Yeah, Nia goes, well, I am not going to go for it. And she goes, then I'm done.
I'm done.
And Nia goes, okay, bye. Bye.
Mango just did it.
Yeah.
Mango's had enough.
Nia has frosted lips in her confessional that look very like Britney's mom.
She looks so good.
She looks so good.
She's served so much.
She's gorgeous.
Cunt. There's no more cunt left in the valley because she served it all.
I really think neon frosted lips maybe are coming back.
I'm
just making that out of nowhere.
When I do drag, my signature look is a frosted lip. And you're gonna see it when your mom is squirting me with lube.
Okay. When my mom is escorting you to the orgy. Yeah. Fucking Tilapio Schwartz shows up always in his slides, and he goes up to Brittany, I think, dressed because she knew Jax was going to be there, and her buxom chest is very on display, and she has a little hair up and a little updo and like tendrils. And
I love a tendril.
Schwartz goes up to her and he goes, my goodness, Brittany, wow, I just can't believe it. I'm like, when the fuck have you not? How long has it been since you've seen her?
Yeah.
Jack shows up. Kristen immediately beelines to him. I'm like, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Dodie is like, she can't help herself.
She can't help herself. I love that she didn't know how to open the door, and she made it into a thing like, well, this is funny. Like, how many doorknobs do you need? It's like, only her would not like know how to operate a doorknob.
But it did seem like it was throwing lots of people off.
I know. They did have a lot of doorknobs.
Yeah. Why do they have a lot of doorknobs?
I don't know.
Take care of that.
Decorative.
We don't need decorative doorknobs.
No.
But Dodie's immediately like, so it was good.
Uh-huh.
Was it great? How was it? Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to be not looking at me in the eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Look me in the eye.
You don't have to be not looking at me in the eye.
She is like there to claim her lady.
Yeah.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Look me in the eye, bitch. What did you learn? You got to see Cruz. Hey. Eyes up here. Jax again says, I'm not quitting drinking, just not tonight.
Anger's my drug.
Nia confronts Jesse over not letting Isabella see Michelle's mom, and Jesse explains that it's not that he doesn't want her to see. He's like, of course I want her to see her grandmother. It's because I haven't explained death to her.
Right.
And he's like, I think Michelle and I need to sit down with her and like talk about mortality.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, who knows?
You're gonna have to talk about it at some point, so you might as well start the process.
Yeah, and like when I heard that, I was like, okay, I don't know Jesse personally,
right?
But I feel like that would be very cruel to deprive someone of seeing their grandchild as they're dying. So I'm like, this makes sense to me, but who knows if that was how we relate it? What do you think?
Well, now that you put it like that, I don't know. The past few weeks leading up to this, he's been so hateful.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
So maybe it's both. Maybe that's a good point. You know, you don't want to explain death just yet. So why don't we get together and feel out how we're going to do that? But he's not really wanting to really get with her to do anything else. He doesn't want to work with her on anything. So I could see him being like, oh, I'm in a power position for this one. Yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, it's like two things can be true at once.
Right.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And he says something about like, you know, he's like, I want the best for Michelle's mom. And Nia goes, and us too. We pray for her. We pray for Michelle's mom. Jax is drinking tap water while Jesse's life coach, who's like totally like a bull who fucks hot wives, right?
Yeah.
He was just waiting there looking for his new client.
Yeah. Where is she?
And he goes, you want like sparkling water or are you going to drink tap water? And Jax goes, I put worse things in my body than this, man. And the life coach goes, how are you, man? And Jax goes, I'm good, man. You know, I just got out of the mental health facility, spent 30 days there. Just clearing some things up. He never says the mental health, the facility.
Yeah. Well, anything to take away from the fact that you might be an alcoholic.
Yeah. Brittany like squeezes by.
She's like, ew, I don't like to hear his voice. I didn't want to hear it.
She presses her breast against the wall. She goes, oh, sorry.
Oh, my boobies.
I love that.
They were very tan tits too. I love a tan titty.
Probably got a good spray tan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some shot. Let's get back here. I gotta squeeze by the kitchen island. I'm gonna walk by Jackson. You can see my titties.
Excuse me.
He's gonna see my big titties.
Yeah. Big brown boobies.
My big bronze tits.
Zach comes in, and I loved this moment. I thought Zach was so good. He really was riding for his.
He was great.
His Kentucky queen. He basically says, he's like, I am proud of you for completing fake rehab. Mm-hmm. And Jackson's like, thanks, man. And he's like, but, I know that you aren't really happy with me right now. And he's like, Jackson's like, you know what? 7 hours of therapy a day. I'm really working on everything. He goes, so in that time, you were finding time to go on breaks, return to your house,
rage text
at Brittany, terrorize her on the phone, surveil her, like basically just totally calls him
it sounds
out.
like you actually had a lot of time to do other shit. It's almost like you had nothing else happening.
And he's basically like, I don't believe that you were doing any work. And Jax gets so freaked out by this.
Because it's fucking true.
Because it's true. And Zach predates him with Brittany. So Zach is like, I think he feels a weird
competition.
I think he has like, or like a weird, like, she's my, you think she's your best friend. She's my, you know what I mean?
Territorial.
And you notice Zach's voice starts trembling a little. He gets kind of high pitched with Zach.
He's getting angry.
Yeah. And he's trying not to get too angry because he doesn't want to seem like he's yelling at the gay guy.
Right. Yeah.
Is that what you...
I think he also is like trying his best to seem like he's done some work. He's trying to fake it.
Yeah. His Botox is literally like, he's like,
yeah, well, I mean, okay, whatever. I'm not having this conversation. He goes,
my show, not your show, my show. Remember that.
Was he talking about the Valley?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know if he was being euphemistic.
No, he goes, my show, not yours.
Again, he's obsessed with the fact that he's still on TV.
Yes. He's like, and he's also he's like, and he goes, I forget, it's Jesse or someone. He goes, talking about Zach, he goes, he's so catty.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's gay coded.
You're saying he's a faggot.
Yeah.
But also, you're a faggot.
Yeah.
Jax is a bigger faggot than any gay guy in the world.
Like, there's not a word hard enough for the kind of faggot he is.
And the way he fights, the way he insults people, the way he drags women, and like, he's such a catty bitch.
Oh, a catty, petty
faggot. He heads out.
We love everybody though.
Yeah. Jax is moving, and I was like, imagine asking Tom Schwartz to help you to move.
That's the thing. Like in the background, I could also see that there were actual people moving, but for the purposes of the shoot, this is we should start a moving company and just go over to people's apartments and be like, and this is how they move.
Like Agatha all along. Schwartz and Jason come over to like sit with Jax while they move.
And hear him vent and rant and whine and bitch and moan.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is, you still have you have a son that you could see if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You still have friends around. You still have your TV show. You still have people talking to you.
Yeah.
And you have a brand new lease on life and a new apartment to go to. You have only things to be grateful for right now. A lot of people who have their lives ruined by drug and alcohol addiction, they lose all of that.
Yeah.
So he just seems like such a dick. And I want to wish him well, but like
for Cruz's sake,
if he had one good person at if there was a real rehab happening, because you go to a therapist, you also spend your other sessions with a caseworker who talks about your like functionality of your life.
Right.
So you're dealing with the emotional stuff, but you're also dealing with like, okay, how do you go through your day and how are we gonna get that on a more healthy level? So like he hasn't had any of that.
No.
Clearly.
No, and I think The first thing he would do if it was so important for him to see Cruz, that would have been the first thing he did out of rehab was go see Cruz.
Yeah, and to be honest, like a good bullshitter would have known to at least fake that and say, I don't care about the TV show, I don't care about the bar, all I care about is my son, so that you get everyone to get back on your side. Like I am a true manipulator, and when but I use my powers for good now. But that's what I would have done. I would have been like, nothing else matters but the son, then get everyone on my side, then do whatever I want.
But that shows you that Jax maybe isn't as like he's stupid.
He's so dumb.
He's dumb. He's like he's not this like incredible pathological liar. He's the worst liar.
He's the worst. That's the thing.
He's just dumb and mean.
All these people are kind of like
yeah.
I was honestly shocked by this episode that he didn't even try to. I sent you a text. I'm like, he's not even trying to fake it.
Yeah.
He thinks that everyone's buying his bullshit.
They literally are like, you need to text, like, you need to see Cruz. And Jax goes, I'm going to email her today. I'm going to email Brittany today. When Schwartz is making sense and being like, you need to just say anything you want, Brittany.
Yeah. He's right.
Brittany asked Jason to tell, which I'm like, this is so messy, to tell Jax to turn off all the cameras.
Yeah.
And Jax goes, not until I see Cruz.
Not until I see Cruz.
Unbelievable. Janet and Brittany.
The cameras don't have cameras in your house.
I know. Janet and Brittany survey the scene after Jax is fucking gone from the house. And
have we got to the part where Janet brings over a desktop?
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, I have your computer. The messiness of bringing a desktop that has been trafficked because of someone's addiction and
yeah,
that's so messy.
They go in to see Jax's man cave, aka the garage, and it's all gone. And Brittany goes, "It's really hit me now that he's gone."
She cries.
I'm upset.
The garage is empty.
The garage is empty. It was all Jax's stuff. This was his place.
I don't want to cry. It's
no,
really hit me.
No pendants, no jerseys, no flags. It's all gone.
I mean, I always feel bad for Brittany in these moments, even if I'm laughing.
The best parts are that Brittany spied on Jax, which was great, and that she, like Trump did when back in the 70s and 80s when he pretended to be his own publicist. Do you remember this? Jax has a burner account called Frank Dremen.
Love.
And he is going under all these headlines about Jax getting out of rehab.
Fucking icon.
He's like, fucking legend, that guy. And he's like being like fighting with people and defending Jax's honor. And Brittany's like, I know it's him because he literally just messaged me being like, answer your phone like I did with you.
From the burner.
From the burner.
Stupid.
Such a stupid little bitch.
That's the thing. I've made some stupid mistakes, but like.
It's so bad.
I'm pretty careful not to do that kind of shit. I don't have a burner, but.
That was hilarious. No.
Do you have what would your fake name be? Tiffany? Mary?
Like Patricia.
Kelly. Oh, Patricia Fields.
Pat Fields. What was yours say?
Probably like Melanie.
Oh, I like Melanie. Melanie's like 90s.
No, I'm 90s.
Yeah.
Melanie. Yeah, and I would just go and just be a cunt to everyone in the valley.
Yeah.
Janet, you're a bitch.
Nia and Danny talk about like follicles.
Oh,
fertility.
The follicles are a woman has.
Yeah, it's like how much potential she has for a
follicles. I didn't know they were called follicles. They're called fallopian.
It's follicles, right?
Yeah.
They're like follicles within the fallopian.
For the two, yeah.
Thank you.
Follicles. We were all once a part of those follicles.
I know. They're gonna have another kid.
No.
Nia's like, I really want to do this.
Why? This is something that like I know that I'm a gay heathen who doesn't want children.
Sick.
Sorry, I'm a cum guzzling.
You're a cum slut, cum whore.
But like the straight urge and passion to procreate is like, for me, I want to vomit. Like and the whole, like, not to get political, but like that is such the movement of like, we have to just make sure that we have more baby. It's like, calm down.
Yeah,
like
there's a reason.
What is that reason?
No, we shouldn't. They just want to overpopulate.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's so sick to me though. Like the craving to make more babies is.
Well, it's Christian. For them, it's like it's about like God. The one thing I agree with Danny on is he's like, no, not until we get a house.
Right.
That's the one time I'm like, this guy is making some sense here.
Can you tell me what he does for money?
He's an actor.
But like
he's a voice actor.
That's not paying 4 children and a new home bills. I'm sorry.
I think he was like on a Disney show or some kind of like kid show, younger, and then now he does like zombie sounds.
He must have inherited money, or she might. Like, you can't. A family of 4.
I don't think they come from. I think she also was Miss something.
Miss Frosted Lips.
She was Miss something. But she probably has like brand
she
deals.
Was Miss Shaky Voice 1995.
Miss Shaky Voice 2009. Miss Warble.
Miss Warbles. Miss Warbles House of Horrors. I mean, she's so pretty.
She's beautiful, of course. That's not up for debate. And like
Miss USA 2014.
Damn,
wow.
She was Miss Actual USA.
Okay, so she's
holy shit. Okay.
So she's making some money.
Come through, Nia Sanchez, first runner-up. Okay.
No, okay. Clearly, she's an accomplished woman.
Accomplished.
But so I think she's the breadwinner in that house.
She must be. And I'm sure she's modeling her tits off.
But he's like, we can't have another baby until we move to Santa Clarita. And then Luke comes over to discuss this Hawaii engagement surprise he's planning for Dodie. He's going to propose to her in Hawaii. He wants Nia and Danny to organize the trip under the ruse that it's like their season trip.
Right.
And he goes, these are good Christian people. They won't lie.
Blah.
Luke. He literally looks like a caroler. You know, there's like
oh my
with
God.
the rosy cheeks that people have in like Christmas decorations.
Yes, he does. Or he looks like one at Disneyland when they have like the old timey train. He's
Yeah,
like the conductor.
Yeah, he's so rosy cheeked.
Yeah, chimney sweet vibes.
He's very whooping cough. But what is it? What's wrong with me that I think he's like a good guy?
I think so too, because he's trying to care for. He's doing what normal people do, unlike Jax, unlike these other people. Like he's like, oh, I want to propose to my girlfriend. Here's something sweet I want to do, and it's authentic.
Nia's talking about Hawaii, and she goes,
The snorkeling is incredible. There are fish everywhere, all around you.
Hawaii's amazing.
She goes, Hawaii is truly amazing.
They have an ocean there.
They have an ocean. It is blue, and there are fish everywhere.
I've heard there's volcanoes.
Yes.
Sushi.
And
a Benihana.
There's a Benihana at the hotel we're staying at in Hawaii, and it's.
You have?
Yeah, loved it.
I mean, I fucking love hibachi.
I love hibachi.
Speaking of Tori Spelling. Wait, let me just make sure Simon's. Sarah, do you want to get Simon? Yeah.
Oop. Oh, he's here.
Then Schwartz comes over to help Jax settle in his new place, which is like shockingly nice condo.
Yeah, I'm not that shocked. These people know how to manipulate, and I think, and he has some money, even though he's not paying his bills. You know, these people are getting paid, and that's why he was so passionately like.
Hi, babe.
Still, he's on the show, so he's getting a paycheck.
You could see in the distance those Burbank, skyline,
the gorgeous skyline of Burbank.
But it's a really tall condo. It's like 8 stories high. It's like the Sideshow High. Remember that high school? What was that high school called?
Oh, Sideways Stories from West Side.
West Side High.
Wait, that was my favorite book series. It was always a dead rat.
Yeah.
There was always a dead rat in the wall.
It's like Tower of Babel.
It was the schools like this.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I never heard anybody reference that.
I used to, I didn't know Sideshow. What am I talking? Wade Side, whatever.
Listen, if I'm going to live near the epicenter of one of the largest fault lines on planet Earth, I want to live in a sky rise.
Yeah.
High rise.
So Schwartz brings over an orchid and he goes, it's symbolic of new beginnings. I was like, you guys are so gay.
Yeah, gay. Yeah.
Jax gets served, gets a knock on the door, and he goes, who is it? He walks over and it's this dorky guy and he goes, Jason Couchy? He goes, yeah. And he goes, you have been served.
Oh, great. This is about my podcast. This is just about my podcast.
It's about my podcast, right? It's about my podcast.
What do you think the words you're being served mean?
He does make a joke, though, which I was like, okay, that's actually true. He says, why do they always say you've been served?
Right.
It is, like, funny. It's so, like, bitchy.
Do you think the production was like, oh, let's have him get served at this time? Yeah.
It's like when Lynn Curtin's daughter got the eviction notice on.
It was so well shot.
Yeah. So then as soon as they get back to the kitchen, Schwartz is like, he's reading through the papers and he's like, Jax doesn't even read it.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not as bad as it could be. It's not as bad, but there's some custody stuff. It's a little messy.
And custody, what is it? Full custody means? I don't really know what that means.
That's so good. Full custody. He's like, I'm like, you're just bullshit. He's like, wow, let me think for a second. Full custody. Okay. I'm like, what is Schwartz a lawyer?
Are there some bullet points underneath that? Like within the full custody?
There's a full custody. I'm just. He's like so afraid of Jax getting mad that he's like, let me just full custody doesn't mean that it's full custody. Technically, it just means like just on paper.
Right. A technicality.
And then he gets on his phone. He goes, oh boy, look, and it's immediately in the press.
Yeah.
Jax and Brittany are fully divorcing.
And that's when he gets mad. Not when he actually gets served.
No.
Or when he finds out
when
about
people
the divorce,
know.
But it's when the Daily Mail says it.
He goes, imagine coming out. He says on confessional, imagine coming out of a facility and dealing with your mental health issues, and then being served divorce papers, and then having it in the press. And he goes, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, in his mind, he has dealt with his issues. When he said that, I was
He's
like,
cured.
"Oh, you're skipping ahead to like look at all that I've done."
Yeah.
When you haven't even started.
He's fully cured.
Yeah.
He's the first person in history to be cured of addiction.
Yeah, I had an embarrassing moment, so I am beyond reproach.
Yeah, I do love that Brittany and her whatever team she has pushed that out immediately.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm really glad she did
because also it's like it's safety for her.
It's safety. Yeah.
Now people will be,
and he has no room to do anything if it makes it more official.
Yeah,
she's smart.
It ends with Jax going, "It's safe to say that these are no longer the best days of our lives."
I stood up and threw my television. I could not. Do you think the producer doing that interview was like spit take?
Yeah.
Do you think he thought of that on his own?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was like, "This is gonna be so memorable."
He ate.
And then I really wish though they had a missed opportunity of doing like a sad piano version of "This one's for you tonight."
It's like Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah. Remember that weird song? I wanna see. It was about her like gay friend.
I want to see.
I wanna see you be brave. If you wanna say.
What's that other one?
With the
Show
words.
me your.
Am I gonna write you a love song?
Well, I love that
when
song.
You had. No, I like that one too. But
Who made you king of anything?
it was that song and Roar came out at the same time, and
Yeah.
there was like controversy.
And one anyway, yeah, Sarah Bareilles is great.
We love her. That was amazing. They're going to Hawaii next time.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you on again
Oh my God.
immediately.
Let's go to Hawaii.
We're going to Hawaii. We're basically going to Hawaii.
Yeah, we're going to Fire Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what you want to plug.
I want to plug Show Pony. Watch it on YouTube. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. Sirius XM, channel 102, Monday through Friday, and a podcast on Fridays. Monday through Thursday, and a podcast on Fridays, channel 102 with Andy. And follow me at John Arthur Hill.
And do you have any shows coming up?
I have 2 shows in P-Town in July, the 15th and the 18th.
So gays,
Come see me.
go see John
Yeah.
and the women who love them.
And if
days.
you are a dentist, call me.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And we'll shout out our cult right now. Why don't you read the first one?
Okay. Little Miss Bitch Cunt.
Nadav Haviv.
Karach, England.
Sexy Unique Gandalf.
Ro Rosengarten.
Ash Kelly.
One of the Doles.
Teddy the Schnauzer and Tony Mango's cult.
Alex Delisle.
Obviously.
Emily Vaughn.
Gina Sapienza.
Little Miss Bitch Cunt again.
Sarah Elizabeth from Boston.
Lucy from London.
Brooke Johansson.
Lilia Farrell.
Brittany Rendon Weiss.
Danielle from the BRM. Brim.
Malls Hufflaws.
Mary.
Kate Solon.
Diego and Darian, DC's Tom Ford couple.
Matthew Thomas.
Owsley Robinson.
Kathy Vist.
Orlando.
Patron of the Farts.
Nick Sideris.
Sedaris.
Nick Sideris.
Mr. Brandon.
Emily.
Kim Lucas.
Drone.
Drew from Toronto.
Katie the Sup Lawyer.
RJ.
Modern Counseling, McLean, Virginia.
Jeffrey Pradama. Guys, follow us on Patreon. Subscribe if you haven't. There's a lot of good stuff happening. And we'll see you next time in the Valley.
Sexy Unique Podcast is created and hosted by me, Lara Marie Shanehalls, and co-hosted by the inimitable Carey O'Donnell. This episode is produced by Sierra Pavia. The audio and video versions are edited by Morgan McDonald. Production and post-production services provided by Bad Ladder. Additional production assistance provided by Jen Shad.